Hello.
We're back.
Welcome back to the Controller Chronicles podcast, episode 4.
Hiya. Outrageous, by the way. Outrageous.
Episode 4. As always, I'm Nipper and I'm joined by Fletch and Flump, and we're going to talk nonsense for the next hour about video and life
Sounds like a plan.
and anything else in between.
Yeah, we are here to
How
talk
are we
nonsense.
all doing this week? Are we all good?
Very good, lad. How's yourself, boys?
Yes, wonderful. Just tremendous.
Super excited to be back.
Living life.
As
Large.
always. And in charge.
Large and in charge, exactly, mate, exactly. Just quickly, before obviously we jump into the normal podcast segment, big surprise YouTube video going up, what will be on Friday of this week that we've just got done recording. I think it would be fair to say that we all fairly enjoyed recording it. It was something a little bit different.
After the initial stress, yeah.
Fletch trying to learn something new. That was fun. But, yeah, no, I thoroughly enjoyed recording it, and yeah, it's something a bit different, but also not really that different at the same time. So that was good fun. Thoroughly enjoyed it, and that'll be out tomorrow. So you know what to do: like, subscribe, hit the button, share it, get it all over the shop. Let's get it done.
Be appreciated.
Yeah, absolutely, yes. And again, a little bit of housekeeping. Just again, thank you to everybody who's reacted in any way, shape, or form to any of our content across Twitch, YouTube, TikTok. It's all appreciated, and it's all love. And you know, we spoke privately, about what we've created and how we didn't maybe expect it to turn to something that it's turned into, but we're having the greatest time recording all of these things.
But like, it's just coming together with you boys every week. It's just fun. It's just honestly, it's like usually one of the best parts of the week.
Yeah.
Because it's just we're going to create something and then just seeing people like it, share it, even just people watching it, and the people coming up to me at work personally talking about it. It's genuinely makes me feel like this is actually pretty good.
Yeah.
Yes.
100%. And it's just these are conversations that we have anyway.
Yeah.
In our general lives, and that's kind of what prompted us on to making the podcast. So it's nice that people can relate to some things and also disagree with some things, which is also absolutely fine. That's why the comment section is down there. It's why we like to hear from people that are watching. It's why we like so.
Yeah, how do you say, like, if you fully disagree with something that either one of us say it. It doesn't matter if we think you're wrong or you think we're wrong. Say it. It's going to be funny.
It's opinions.
Yep. Stick it in the comments. If anything, it allows us to have a conversation about it, which is what it's all about.
Exactly.
On that lovely, fluffy note, let's hand across to Fletch, who's taking us away for segment number 1 today.
I'm getting to take us away. Here we go, boys. Right. This week's question anyway for you guys is going to be game or game series that you absolutely loved playing, but either got cancelled by the developer or a sequel never was released of it.
Okay.
Would you like me to start with mine, or would you guys want to take it on? Okay, so back in 1995, a little studio from America, Westwood Studios, released the very first Command & Conquer game. Real-time strategy game. It was based on PC. Later came to the PlayStation. So I absolutely loved this game as a kid. My whole family played it. Everyone on the family PC had their own save on any Command & Conquer game, be it all the way through Red Alert 2, even the originals. I played every single one. Then unfortunately, in, let's see, 2003, Westwood, the whole Command and Conquer series was bought by EA, and they fuck everything. Their motto of challenge everything is fuck everything. They did release, no, to be fair to them, some of their releases under the EA banner were good. Probably some of the better games, to be fair. But like anything with EA, the minute they start trying to monetize anything, loyal people to the franchise start walking away. And that's exactly what happened. They were in the process of releasing a sequel to Generals, which was probably one of my favourites, and they cancelled it because they couldn't monetize it. They couldn't put microtransactions in it. Nobody wanted it. So, yeah, that was that. The second game for me was the Medal of Honor series of games. Specifically the 2010-2012 release, so the self-titled Medal of Honor in 2010 and Medal of Honor Warfighter in 2012. Medal of Honor Warfighter was a game that almost made you in Battlefield. And that will come as a shock for a lot of people because the multiplayer on that was probably the best multiplayer FPS I've played ever. Unfortunately for that game, Battlefield 4 came out, and yeah, that was just dead in the water. It was made by the same developers as Battlefield, EA and DICE. They've just concentrated on the Battlefield series and left Medal of Honor in the dirt, basically. So, a bit sad for me because I really enjoyed the games, but nothing else came of it. So that is my two games.
No, that's good, mate. I like that. To be perfectly honest, not either series I've really ever touched. If I'm perfectly honest, Command and Conquer was obviously aware of it from a younger age when they were out. And Medal of Honor series, again, it's FPS and it's not really my sort of bag, to be fair. But yeah, no, good, mate. Good.
Thanks.
I can jump in here with mine if Flump, if you're all right with that.
On you go, lad.
So mine's is a game that seems to be rapidly becoming a wee bit of an icon, a mascot of our channel, and that is Vampire. Fletch obviously, Flump very recently played it on our Twitch channel. Link in the description. And you know, it's actually, to be fair, it's actually Flump that put me onto this game a number of years ago. I think the game, it's hugely underrated. I don't think it gets nearly any of the acclaim that it should get for what it is. You know, from the combat, which is silky smooth, the RPG mechanics that go along with it. Obviously, it scratches my itch for that. I like the world building in terms of the choices that you can make have a real impact on the world going forward, and choices then that you can and can't make going forward. So for me, it's that a bit of background on it, just for those who haven't actually played the game. Immediately go and play it because it's excellent. It was released in 2018, if you can believe that long ago, 7 years ago, mate.
Unbelievable, lad.
I know. You play as Dr. Jonathan Reed, who is at the opening of the game is turned into a vampire. It sets the scene for, I suppose, what can only be described as a moral dilemma for Dr. Reed during the whole game, because on the one hand, he's got his Hippocratic Oath, which is to protect and to heal and to save lives, versus a brand new bloodlust, which is can be out with his control. So there's a lot going on during it. It's set in London during a Spanish flu outbreak, which again lends to the world building fact that I was saying. It's moody, it's depressing, it's atmospheric. The world that it's in, as you would expect, it's Spanish flu is ripping the shit out of this version of London, and you've got vampires running about, munching and nom-nomming on anybody that they can get their hands on. Basically,
That was me.
Nom-noms. Yeah, it's one of those games that keeps coming up for us. It's about the third or fourth time I think it's been mentioned. It's just great. Just play it. I think it's, and again, don't come after me, but I think you can get it for free on PS Plus just now. I think it's in one of the collections, like the older collections games. I think it's in there. So for a game that you get for free, you can spend 20 to 30 hours on it comfortably without even really overly trying. So yes, play it. It's very unfortunate that I didn't get a sequel, because I think taking that story onward would have been good, and they could have done a lot with it. Yeah,
honestly, Alan, you're right, mate. That is easily one of my most underrated games I've ever played. I enjoy the hell out of that game. Like, no matter whenever I play it.
Yeah, I never played it, but watching you play it was really exciting, and it was really good to watch. And story-based games aren't my thing, and because it's too confusing for my little brain. But it was good to watch you, continue eating, and nomming.
And the funny thing is that you can go through that game and chomp down everybody, or you can go through and chomp nobody.
Yeah.
And as you say, Nipper, the storytelling, the world building shows you that. If you go through and didn't chew anybody, London becomes a better place. Whereas if you go through and chomp everybody, it becomes worse.
Yeah. Also lends to replayability a little bit as well.
Yeah.
The fact you can have different run-throughs of it.
Yeah, you can have like multiple run-throughs where you can have, like, as you say, because you got the RPG in it, you can have like I'm going to try this ability this time, or I'm going to try this, or I'm going to try less of this and more of this. It's I'm going to try and be stealthy this time, maybe go through sneakily, or I'm going to go through and say, "One then," and just wipe and just kill everybody.
Yeah.
Basically,
Nice.
jump.
Right, Flom, give us yours, mate.
So, I've said this the podcast before. The Darkness and the Darkness 2. They are old as shit. 2010 and 2011, 2012 they were last out. They were by Starbreeze Studios. 2K released it, and honestly, they two absolutely stole my heart when I played them first. The Darkness, you started off as playing Jack Estacado. I've said it before. Jack Estacado. You're in New York City. You're part of the mob. Your missy, your girlfriend at that point gets killed essentially. You off yourself, but you're then brought back to life with an evil demonic force known as the Darkness.
Mm-hmm.
You've got two wee heads on the side of you. One chews hearts, the other just looks and goes, "Can I get some, please?" But it gives you a multiple powers. Like, you can throw them about, you can bring them towards you, as they say, throw them about. You can rip their hearts out, you can rip their feet, you can just rip parts of the body off. You get a gun, you get various guns in that, because it's mobs, so you get pistols, handguns, assault rifles, all that kind of thing. But the story of that, just you essentially having this darkness power, you're not sure how you got it, but it turns out it is like generational. It is not just you, but it's all the way down your lineage. And it kind of, you try and off yourself, the darkness is like no happening. You then go to hell. Like, your mind goes into hell, and you've got to fight your way through there, get back to the living world, and then basically deal with the dude that offed your missus, and it's just a case of that's just the first game. The second game you adds onto that, it's she comes back, but she's not actually her, and the story just god, it gripped me more than Vampire did, and Vampire gripped me. It gripped me more than Mass Effect does, and that's got a hold over me like a 7-foot goth girl. I'm just saying. But like Starbreeze, I'm sure they've shut down now. But after they made The Darkness 2, there was nothing. Like there's been talk of a third one. Say, 2K still the rights, but honestly, if any game needed a but Oblivion just came out yesterday, the day before, but it's remaster.
Yep.
Any game deserves a remaster, a remake. It's The Darkness 2, and it would be so fucking good in this day and age.
Yeah.
Like, it would just be so good. I basically mind is the only two that I really want would be that, because any other series either has a remaster, a remake, or I'm happy when it's left in the past. That's basically me, I'm afraid.
Yeah, solid choices, boys, from all you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Good.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And if I can ever get on PC, I'll fucking play it.
Yeah. It's not
leaving.
a game, not a series I've ever played for them, to be honest. Either the
No.
games I've obviously heard you talk about it a couple of times on here, which is good. But yeah, it's probably something I need to look into, whether it's reverse playing through an emulator or trying to figure out how to get it.
Even just looking at a couple of videos on YouTube, you'll be sorted, because it's based on a comic series as well. So, which I think the comic series is finished anyway, so that's no too much. But there's a lot of story they could have went with, but fortunately they didn't make a third, and Flumpy was sad.
Yeah.
He still is. He still is about it.
We don't like sad Flumpy.
That's why Flumpy has beer. Flumpy is a good friend.
Yes.
But no, that's mine. It's honestly cracking choices. Vampire obviously is one of my favourites, and to be honest with you, Fletchy, Command and Conquer when I was a wee boy, between Championship Manager. That's how fucking old I am.
Yeah.
Champman and Command and Conquer. That was usually my time, eh?
Yeah, exactly.
I've not played any of the recent ones, and Medal of Honor. The last one I played was Frontline, but that's a long time ago.
Very long time ago, mate. No, that's good.
I'm old. You get what I'm saying?
I'm old.
Another feeling, mate. Another feeling.
Right.
Good. No, I enjoyed that. That was good. A couple of games that we've spoken about before, and then some new games as well. So
yeah.
Happy days. Right, I'll move us swiftly into the next segment, which is best video game adaptation of all time. So we're talking games that have been adapted into TV shows, games that have been adapted into movies. So everything's on the table here. So
we start this, Nipper?
Yeah. If you didn't mind that, I'll jump into it. I've been wanting to talk about this for fucking ages and ages and ages. So,
I can see it.
We've obviously spoken a lot about The Last of Us. The TV show's obviously currently airing. So I'll do my absolute best not to spoil anything for any upcoming episodes, and I'll try and keep it as general as possible. But for me, what I've liked about The Last of Us, the TV series, is just how loyal it stays to the source material. Now, it obviously branches out and fleshes out at certain points, which again is absolutely fine. That's no problem, as long as what they're fleshing out and branching out to fits the narrative of the game. I don't mind any of that whatsoever. It's a TV show that needs to be fleshed out. If you had a TV show that was exactly scene for scene like the game, it wouldn't translate very well. So I understand that the point that I'm trying to make here about The Last of Us is there are certain scenes in both the first season, which obviously came out last year at some point, and this second season, which is only 2 episodes old, that it is scene for scene to the game. The dialogue's the same. The scenes are exactly the same. Like the start of The Last of Us, we've discussed this before on the podcast, is absolutely tragic. Just it's horrendous. And what they created when they made this TV show was basically a live action scene for scene of what happens. And it was just as powerful, just as epic, just as tragic. And it really did a number on me, to be perfectly honest, on the TV show. So obviously, keeping that in mind, and people that have played the games will know certain things about The Last of Us Season 2 that some people who've just watched the TV show won't know. So I'll not go into any specifics or general, There have been, I've noticed a couple of things in Season 2 that are different. So it could be just as simple as in the game, it's those 2 characters that go and do that. But in the TV show, it's that character and that character. So the slight differences, but I don't mind it. I genuinely don't mind it because it still fits the narrative of what the game portrayed a handful of years ago. So as long as they keep it within what the story is and they don't then, they don't start changing what the game is and what it's about and the points that it gets across, then I think that can be as about loyal as an adaptation of a video game as you could possibly get.
For sure.
The other one that I just quickly, I'll not take up too much more time talking about another one. The other one that I wanted to mention quickly was The Witcher. So again, a lot of us will have played the games and seen what the games are about, how Geralt of Rivia is, how he moves, how he, just how he is, basically. He's got the vocabulary that is the length of fuck. That's literally his entire vocabulary, and it's wonderful. But they did obviously a couple of seasons, and it was Henry Cavill who played Geralt, and it turned out that he was a massive fan of the games and of the comics as well.
Mm-hmm.
He basically portrayed Geralt in a way that was just exactly like the game. No messing about. He's a simple guy. He swears a lot. He's fucking unbelievable with a sword. And that is about the size of it.
Yeah.
So, yeah, those are my 2 in terms of adaptations. Quickly, if you've not watched The Last of Us, fucking watch it. Please watch it. It is unbelievable. And that's me. I'll stop talking before because I could keep going all fucking night about this.
Yeah.
One of you guys want to jump in and take us away with what your adaptation would be?
Yeah. Fletcher, I'll go if you didn't mind.
On you go, sir.
So, when I heard this question, I was in 2 minds. My first one was I'm gonna say anyway. I know boys are saying I'd changed my mind, but I'm just gonna go with both of them at the minute. My first one was the Halo, not the Halo series singularly, Halo as a whole, because Halo series, the 2 seasons that was out quite recently, I enjoyed as they were. I didn't take it as this is solely Halo. I just took it as this is a good TV show with a Halo name. I enjoyed it, but what I really enjoyed is there's 2 of them specifically. There's Halo 4 Forward Unto Dawn, which is basically just Halo. You're on the ship, and you find out why the Forward Unto Dawn goes for stationary planet into space and Master Chief sort of journey to get there. And then you go Halo Legends, which was, I think it was 4 or 5 different short stories and different animations about the Halo universe. So you had one solely about the Covenant, you had a couple with Chief, and then a couple with other Spartans. It was just this is just a quick run through. That was a really good series. Highly enjoyed it. If you ever get a chance, watch those two specifically. Those show how Halo should be done. The main one is the Sonic trilogy.
Yeah.
Now, as we keep saying, we're all relatively old, and we're old and decrepit. But as a child, we all played Sonic. We played Sonic 1, 2, Sonic Knuckles, Sonic everything. We loved it. But the 3 films that have come out, they're more than just this is just a Sonic film. They're just really good, enjoyable films, no matter what your age. I say I've got nieces and nephews that are like single digit ages. They love it. I love it, and I'm old as shit. But and that's it. It's like you watch the first one. Jim Carrey is just there isn't. I can't think of anybody else that I'd want to play Robotnik other than Jim Carrey right now.
I'd have you.
So, there's 2 people that should play Robotnik. There was a whole thing with fucking Sonic looking like an absolute disaster. They took it back, redid him. He looks phenomenal now.
Mm-hmm.
That first film, absolutely cracking. At the end, sort of just Sonic just no sure what he is, where he is, who he is.
Yeah.
And at the end, he's like, "You get your ass kicked, Robotnik. These are my people. These are my fam." And I'll say the second one, yeah, I'll say he's his best pal, his buddy, his father, if you want to call it. They go off, they get married. Robotnik's like, "I'ma fuck some shit up." Comes in, tries to fuck some shit up. Gets his ass handed to him as per usual by Sonic and Tails. So he teams up with Sonic and Tails. Obviously, Robotnik's got Knuckles.
Yeah.
He's gone for the Ruby Emerald. By the way, best film in that scene is when Robotnik's in his big machine, and you see Pantera play. Oh shit! I giggled like a child. Like a child. Obviously, the third one's pretty recently out, so I'm not going to. It's been out a while, but I'm not going to really spoil it for people that haven't seen it. Why the fuck have you not seen it? There's no the point. Just as a trilogy, those 3 films are the films I could watch. I could watch them all the time.
Yeah,
they would never get too boring.
Yeah,
for me. That's so Halo, Sonic. That's the 2 that I'm picking because I really liked them.
Ooh, this was a really hard one for me because I don't play your story game pishes. And generally, it's a story game pish that gets made into fucking movies or TV series. So, the one that don't look at me like that. I think the one for me that, to be honest, it would be hard for me because I don't know if it's like a game or got any game likeness, or I'd just be telling lies if I said it was like a game because. But I really thoroughly enjoyed all the Resident Evil movies. I actually went to cinema to see them when they were released. I've probably got them all on Blu-ray somewhere as well.
Controversial, by the way.
Very. But yeah, so I just like being controversial. It's just who I am. I stick to one niche. It's hard for me to. Sometimes it's hard. Some of the topics you guys come out with, but I'll give it a go. Yeah, as I said, the Resident Evil movies, full of action, full of it was just everything I like in the movie. It kept my kept me interested, kept me invested in what was happening in the movie, kept me focused. It just I didn't get bored of it. I could watch them over and over. Yeah, so that's where I'm at. I can't go into big stories like you guys did because Yeah, I'm not that way inclined.
No, I mean, to be fair, the Resident Evil series, in terms of the films, there's 5, I think, live action ones.
With that.
And yeah, I mean, I didn't have a problem with them. It's Resident Evil 3 remake syndrome again. See if you did it as standalone zombie survival apocalypse films, and Alice, who's the protagonist in the films, is the hero. Fine, I don't have a problem with that. See, when you start dragging Resident Evil's good name into things, and you make a film that's a 5 out of 10, you fucked it. You've absolutely fucked it.
I get that.
Yeah, I mean, the only thing I would say is for the live action ones, which I'm not a fan of, there are, again, 4 or potentially 5 animated ones. So you've got the characters from the games, and it's animated, so it's a lot easier for them to follow certain things that the games would do. It's also, again, Fletch, sorry, I'm kind of taking over this point here, but you mentioned Resident Evil, so I'm going to fucking go on a wee rampage.
Mate, you are the expert here.
There's a film that came out, animated Resident Evil, and it's the name of it is gone. It's like Resident Evil Death Island or something like that. It came out, I think it was either last year or the year before, and it's almost like a Marvel Avengers of the Resident Evil. So you get Chris Redfield, Claire Redfield, Jill Valentine, Rebecca Chambers. They're all in the movie. They're all in the same thing. So if you've not seen that, I'd highly recommend it. That's what I was trying to get to. But yeah, Resident Evil. I like it. I'm all for Resident Evil getting put in this podcast as often as possible.
Fucking bet you are.
No, good stuff. Lots of good things there, though. Flump, I did want to ask you about your. I know we're kind of sort of going back a little bit here, but I wanted to ask you about the Halo series. You know, the TV series. So I struggled with the live action. I really struggled, but I don't know whether it was I was trying to look at it as a gamer and it just didn't land, and instead of watching it as a, you know, it is what it is, rather than trying to, you know, convert it into what it was. The other ones you mentioned, the ones that you said that landed quite well, are they animated ones? So are they?
Forward Unto Dawn is not animated,
right?
But it is exactly what you think Master Chief should be. It is.
Okay.
It's exactly it's like. I mean, like watching them. It's like watching a mission live. Okay. That's exactly what it should be. The helmet doesn't come off. There's no bullshit. It's Chief whooping ass.
Yeah.
Being Chief. And the Halo Legends, that's completely animated. I'm sure it's 5 or 6. Say different stories, different animators on every one, so they're not all the same.
Yeah.
The Covenant one, it's the 2. Honestly, I can't remember the name. It's it's Elites, whatever their actual proper name is.
Okay.
It's one of they've got their own separate story, their own animation, and all the rest of the stories have their own animation. But that one really stuck to me because it's on the Elite's home planet. It's one of them is sort of. I think if I remember, he's been like judged to be a traitor or something like that, and he's trying to fight to clear his name. At the end, it's been out for fucking decades now. So at the end, he fights a few of his people. He dies, but it's that animation compared to the rest of them. It was just really nice to have like a different. It wasn't right. I'm watching this. It's like different animators, different styles of art, different ways to just portray it. So it was really nice. I'd really give that a chance if you ever get the chance. That's the one I'd say go for.
Yeah. Okay.
And Forward Unto Dawn, because that is just exactly what Chief should be. Yeah. And again, as the series, I liked it as a series. They took quite a artistic license with it, if you want to call it that. Okay. Do I agree with it? No. Did I enjoy it? Relatively, yeah.
Yeah.
In saying that, I wanted to come back to you, Nipper, for something you were talking about, The Last of Us. So, well, no, The Last of Us, how it starts with Joel's kid being brap. Obviously, that killed us. But in the TV series, this is where they took their little bit of artistic license and changed it, which was, I thought, really helped the story. You see Ellie, well, don't see her physically, but you see her being, I'm sure it's being born. You see her mother, which is the fun. You see her mother getting bit and dying, but you see Ellie sort of being born.
Yeah.
And what I really thought was good about that is you don't see that in a game at all.
Yeah.
You don't see her mother. You don't see how she got
to be fair, they don't broach the subject at all of our immunity and how it came to be. But yes, again, those that have maybe played the game, not seen the TV series. So essentially, Ellie's immune to whatever's kicking about, and in the game, it doesn't really explain it particularly. Not explain it well. It doesn't explain it at all how that came to happen. But in the TV series, they put a scene in which it's during Ellie's birth that her mum's actually bitten as she's given birth. And that's basically what's treated as the explanation for it. Incidentally, if you've watched the show, sorry, you've put me way on another tangent.
Let's go.
If you've watched the show and you've seen that scene that we're talking about where Ellie's mother's giving birth to Ellie.
I see where you're going with this.
Yeah, the actress who plays
Ellie's mum.
Ellie's mum is Ashley Johnson, who voices Ellie in the games. So I thought that was quite a nice little, because obviously some people only recognise a voice, some people know the people behind the voice, and I thought it was a nice little touch to get her in to flesh, to essentially flesh Ellie out a little bit more without really being involved, because obviously Bella Ramsey's taken over from that side of things. But so just excellent. And to be fair, like I said to you, they've fleshed out certain things that, as long as it doesn't change the narrative of the game or the source material, then by all means, as long as it's fucking good and it's acted out well and it's done properly, nobody can have a problem with it.
No,
nobody.
And one last thing about The Last of Us. Obviously, you head into the city, you meet Bill, you learn his backstory. His partner has ended up hanging himself.
Yeah.
That's fair, that was a little bit bad. But I tell you what, in the TV show, I prefer, as a story wise, I preferred how the TV series went, because it was nice because they really fleshed out Bill.
Yeah.
I mean, it was a gay partnership. I don't give a shit. It was a really nice story.
Yeah, I mean,
to flesh out.
The important part that you need to realize here is that it is said in the game that they're gay, that they're partners. Yeah. So there is. So as far as I'm concerned, we don't have a problem there.
No.
People got a bit upset about trying to force a gay relationship into a TV show. It wasn't forced. They were gay. They already were there. All they've done is fleshed out a part of the story that, to be honest with you, they didn't need to flesh out. But if you go and watch that episode objectively, it is genuinely one of the top 5 episodes of a TV show I have ever watched.
Oh yeah, it was beautiful, like legitimately beautiful,
unbelievable. In a TV show that is gritty, that is gory, that is nasty, is horrible, and all the things that humanity do to each other while there's this plague kicking about. To have that moment where it's just fleshed out, it's nice, it's existing characters that were in the game.
Yeah.
Again, it draws me back to the point where it's like, as long as the source material isn't fucked about with, then that artistic license comes with it. You can do what you want. It's done brilliantly. But sorry, again, I'm fucking off here, right? But you could take it one step further and you could say, look, the criticism that Bella Ramsey's got for not looking like Ellie, to me, just doesn't make any fucking sense whatsoever.
No, I get that people want her to look like, and they want other actresses that look like Ellie.
Yeah.
I don't give a shit. I just want you to act a part, and Bella is doing that. I feel she's doing it quite fantastically.
It's unbelievable how spot on she has got Ellie's attitude and sarcasm and just general disregard for everything. Like it's fucking spot on. So she can look like a completely different person. You see, if you act that character out the way that is portrayed in the games to us and the millions of players that played the game, I don't give a shit what you look like.
No,
couldn't care less.
If you can act the part, that's 70 to 80% of the fight.
That's it. That is literally all you need, and all you need are some features that are the same. Ellie's got dark hair, so does Bella.
Yeah.
There you go.
Ellie's quite short, so's Bella. Like,
sorted.
You know what I mean? There doesn't need to be this absolutely needs to look exactly like it. Just doesn't need to happen.
Okay.
If you can get the acting correct.
You're never going to get someone that looks exactly like an animated fucking character.
Well, no, because the animated character's not a fucking real person.
Exactly.
I mean, if they wanted to get somebody that looked exactly like Ellie, you go get Ashley Johnson. She is the closest they've come because...
But she's blonde. Just completely blonde.
No, the only reason I'm saying that is because obviously the first one was mocap. They've both been mocapped by motion capture.
Yeah.
She was a motion capture for both, so if you want to go doing the perfect route, you get Ashley Johnson.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I think Bella Ramsey is doing a hell of a good job. Even Pedro is frightening. Like I think he looks more like Joel than
Joel does.
Than Joel does.
Yeah,
and it's beautiful.
But again, he's captured what Joel is, and that is a grumpy, broken, lost old man.
Aye. And it sounds like that should be easy captured, but no, it's not.
No, it's not. It's not. And I think we should maybe jump off of the subject of Last of Us.
We could be here a while, lad.
The next day.
So I'll just be sat here confused.
So, we'll end it on a little bit of a brighter note, a little bit of a more fun note, because this could be good. So, I was speaking to one of the boys that I used to work with. He's now left. You're a prick, by the way. He watches this. He's getting told that. And I ask everybody that's come up to me and say, look, is there anything you might want to get asked? Do you have a question? Do you have a topic? And just get everybody's point of view. And he's like, says, what is your most either game or series, or what is your most what was it? What was your most? When were you most excited for a game release or a game series release, or what really kind of got you pumping the most in your years of gaming that kind of really got you really hyped up, so to speak? Like that's basically what I'm trying to say. What you can tell, words are not my friend usually, but that's like, what's the most hyped up you've been for a game series, a game, or anything like that? I'll start it because I want to get my story out of the way because it's fucking hilarious. So it starts with Halo 3. Halo 3, some of the best times I've ever spent on a game, but there's a nice funny story behind it. The night Halo 3 came out, at my work did like a midnight release. So I went down with a couple of boys. I bought the game. I didn't have an Xbox at this point. I'm not even joking. So I went down, I bought the game, and I didn't get paid until the following Friday. So I had to wait a full week.
Oh.
So I spent that week just absolutely choking, just asking my mum, can I just get money? She's like, where the fuck have I got 300 quid for? I'm like, can I just get money? I've not got the money. So I spent a week waiting for that. And then payday come. I woke up at 8 o'clock. I was off that day. I went into Stirling, grabbed myself an Xbox. I've never been so scared of my life coming home in case one I dropped it, two it got stolen. That is my area, by the way. I got home, set the Xbox up, telly broke. Telly decided to just go boom. And that was fucked. No. Luckily, as I say, I just got paid, so at this point, Flumpy had a little bit of scratch. Lumpy didn't have fucking bills to pay at this point. So I got to home by 11 o'clock. By 20 past 11, I was in fucking Tesco buying myself a brand new telly at the same time. I worked in there fuck all. So I went down to Tesco, bought myself a brand new telly. I phoned my mum, Mum, can you pick me up? I've got a new telly. She's like, for fuck's sake. So I came home, set the telly up, set the Xbox up, put the game in, started the game up. Now I was off that Friday. I wasn't back in until the Monday because I think that's the last fucking weekend off I had. I didn't sleep. Damn near did not sleep that entire weekend. I played Halo 3, completed the campaign, all the multiplayer, spent it on time with the boys. And I can't think of another time when I've been so hyped, so happy, just full of joy, for lack of a better phrase. So that's mine. Like, the main time is I bought Halo 3 the week before I could actually afford to play the fucker, and then spent like 600 quid one day on a new tailor and Xbox just to play it. So that's my boys. That does my wee story.
Having that game for a full week and not having the hardware to play it. Oh my god, that is serious.
I hated life at that point, but I wanted to have the game that, so I went and got it.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's just have to wait a week to play it. But that is, for me, that's mine. That is a lovely wee story of Flumpy being fucking dumb.
The real question that I ask you though, was it worth the anticipation?
Every fucking second.
Yes. Halo 3 was amazing, by the way. Yeah.
To be fair, like occasionally I'll re-download the Master Chief Collection and just go play Halo 3.
Absolutely amazing game.
Nah, that's mine, boys. What's yours?
Fletch, feel free.
Battlefield 3, done. No, I'm joking. Battlefield 3, Battlefield 4, Battlefield 1, then they fucked it. I'm not even mentioning Hardline in the middle of that because I'll just get upset.
Fletch's favourite game.
No, seriously, Battlefield 3 was the one for me. To be fair, the game before Battlefield 3 was Bad Company 2, and that was still an amazing game as well. But if you're playing, you're playing your favorite game series, and the next one's coming out, you're super hyped up. Like you probably would have been from like playing Halo 2 to get to Halo 3. Yeah, you get super excited. And Battlefield 3 is where I went into competitive gaming as well, so that was the one for me. It just delivered on everything. Everything that they showed in the trailers, everything that they promised, it was there. And that's kind of sort of upsets me seeing where they're at now to where that game was. And even Battlefield 4 was good. It just wasn't as good as Battlefield 3. And that's when the decline started. That's when things started going downhill. We'll get to Hardline. Enough said for that. Then what this sort of changed? Battlefield was always in its own realm. Call of Duty was there, but Battlefield still did its own thing. And what they did after Hardline was they copied what Call of Duty was doing for the first time by going back to the World War. So Call of Duty went back to World War era. Battlefield followed suit, and it was just not what everyone wanted. So it was just a disaster. But like I say, the feelings I felt for Battlefield 3 are just Probably up there with the feeling I have for the kids, to be fair. Honestly, the kids
You
are the
can't.
best thing that happened to me, but Battlefield 3 is up there with that.
As a close second.
Yeah, close second.
The kids are a close second.
I like I say, mate, I did the midnight release and everything. I played it. I was still at, I was still at school. I didn't go to school when that came out. I just constantly played it. So, yeah, that was me, mate. That was me. Battlefield. It was no surprise. You probably expected it. I'm anticipating my next. I'm getting that feel back now. I'm seeing videos of Battlefield 6, the next one that's coming out. So
Yeah,
I've got good vibes. Boys.
It's good. Hope they deliver on it, because I don't think I could handle if it's another hardline.
Oh,
I don't
no.
think I could handle you.
Don't think I could.
you came up with Jack, and I agree with you because Battlefield 3 was it's the only Battlefield I ever liked. To be honest, other than the two bad companies, because I had a good story for me. But Battlefield 3 was I remember again with Halo spending time with like the boys that I used to play with just for hours on that. It was just fun. I wasn't shit at it. I wasn't great at it, but I had fun.
That was the destruction, or the destruction.
Yeah. Camping on the I'm fucking saying I can't mind exactly which building, but there was a lift on one of the buildings. You just camped at the camped in front of it, just wiped them out.
Yeah.
Some guy would just come in my fucking jet and just boom smash you. Beautiful.
I can't
beautiful.
remember what Battlefield it was, but Fletch, you got me into one of the Battlefields at one point. And am I right in saying there was a map where it was just basically it was a city, like a city, and there was like a huge high-rise
Siege of
building
Shanghai
in
on
the city
Battlefield
that you
4.
could actually pull down, like you
Yes.
could destroy it. Yeah, I do have that sort of memory of shitting my pants.
So that map was Siege of Shanghai on Battlefield 4.
Battlefield 4.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, cool. That was fun.
I think I got that on the shelf. Yeah, it's up there. Happy days. Good. No, I like that. I like that, Fletch. You managed to get a solid entry in and a dig at hardline all at the same time, my guy.
We love to see it. We love to see it. What about you, Nipper?
So mine's I'll just preface it by telling you what it is. So mine's is Final Fantasy VII Remake, right? So original Final Fantasy VII, I was 10 years old when it came out. So 97. So that's giving you a clue as to just how fucking old I am, right? So I think it would be fair to say that I and probably the vast majority of people who played it at that time didn't really understand the magnitude of what you were playing, or even to a certain degree the story that Square Enix now, but Squaresoft back then were trying to tell. Obviously your gaming tastes mature as you get slightly older, and like Fletch, we just like shooty bang bang. But the vast majority of us, and you do, even for FPS players, you mature and you like certain things in games and don't like certain things in games. So in 2015, I think it was at like an E3 event or something like that. It was announced that Final Fantasy VII would be getting a remake. So that sent me into absolute meltdown. It was one of the greatest games I'd ever played, a huge part of my childhood. And I knew with the upgraded hardware that had come out since the PS1, I think 2015, what are we on? Probably PS4?
Yes.
Somewhere between 3 and 4.
4.
So I knew the difference in the hardware between PS1 and PS4. It would just, it would look unbelievable. It would look like how I imagined it when you imagined the game rather than playing it. So I mean that sent me off the charts. I knew it would be unbelievable. So it wasn't until the 10th of April 2020 that it was actually released. So five long years of knowing that this game is in development, knowing that they're doing all these little tweaks and the game is coming. So for me, that was the anticipation part. It was the 5 years between knowing it was coming and the thud with the Amazon box through the door on that day. So one of the main reasons that I say it deserves kind of a big spot here is 10th of April 2020. That's bang in the middle of COVID time. So that's when everybody's in the house. Nobody can go out. Nobody can go to shops. All the rest of it. It's so restricted that it's not even funny. You were basically housebound for forever at that point.
I wasn't. I was stuck in Israel.
Oh, you were, weren't you? I remember that.
Oh fuck!
I was in Israel working.
Yeah, because you were on the boats, were you?
I was offshore.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah. Anyway, sorry.
Sorry.
That was bang in the middle of COVID time. So everybody's looking for entertainment. Everybody's looking to keep themselves busy, to keep their minds busy, to keep their brains geared on something proper rather than worrying about their health or family's health or all the rest of it. Fletch stuck in Israel on a boat somewhere. So yeah, it was tough. So that game in particular, as a remake being released at that time, was comfortably the most anticipated I've ever been for a game, or the most excited I've ever been for a game, and being like, right, it's the 10th of April today. Where the fuck's the Amazon boy? Come on, hurry up, let's go. And it just, for me, it'll always hold a special place, but just because of what it is and how it is, and the fact that they fucking nailed it as a remake is just the cherry on top of the cake. What I would say as well is it probably does. I'm hugely favoured towards the Final Fantasy franchise anyway, just because I love them. But it was also the game that I was streaming when my Twitch channel went affiliate. So, it's all these things that add into the loving of a game in these moments. And so a lot of, that game will always have a special, place and time. I think I've played through it about 5 times on different difficulties and just out of sheer boredom. And then obviously I played it in preparation for Rebirth coming out, which last year I think Rebirth came out. So yeah, that's mine, and it's not even close for me. I don't think I've been that engaged in a timeline for a game coming out as I was for this.
Yeah. Oh, that's beautiful story, mate. Beautiful.
Yeah.
I'm loving the game as well, by the way.
Yeah, it's honestly, I don't like it when people say this, but it's a fucking masterpiece. It just is. And what they're doing currently with the remake and turning it into a trilogy is just exceptional. I can't wait for the last one to come out. So yeah, that's kind of where we'd landed on that. So yeah, good.
Pretty good, mate. Pretty good.
Some good stuff in there though, boys. Lots of Halo mentions, lots of Final Fantasy, lots of Resident Evil. It's a good podcast if you get those 3 franchises name dropped. That's when you know you're. That's when you know you're awesome.
We had a channel favourite, a vampire as well, so you can't really say no.
Exactly.
Channel favourite, boys. Channel favourite.
You know what we should do? We should try and find out the voice actor for Jonathan Reed and see if he'll come on the podcast.
Yeah.
You know what? Look.
That would be class. That would be class.
Yeah, it would be. I think that's a good show.
That would be just unbelievable. I don't think we'd know what to do ourselves, to be perfectly honest.
No, I would be like, holy shit.
Yeah,
You're just my favourite person.
Sure, I think just quickly before we finish up as well, we kind of wanted to touch on maybe some bits and bobs that are out this week, are due out this week.
Yeah.
Obviously, Flump, you made reference to playing the Oblivion remaster, which dropped on Tuesday. How are you finding that?
Honestly, I don't know. I've only played like 20 minutes yet so far. I've not really got too much of an opinion, but tomorrow I will be what can only be described as shithouse in the fuck with that game. I have two things to do tomorrow. One of them is wake up. The other one is play Oblivion.
It's play Oblivion
So
remaster. Excellent.
basically, so by next podcast, I will have an updated review of why my brain has melted because this game is so good.
Nice.
Excellent. No, I mean, I'm probably similar to you. I fired it up and I played the first little while of it, and I know there's the meme kicking about where it's fucking like it's millions of players are playing it for the first hour and then chucking it away because they just wanted to see what it looked like. But it looks unbelievable.
Looks
like obviously I had it on my PC and it looks fantastic. And it's an excellent game. It's a game I've played through a load of times. So my advice would be just take your time and enjoy playing through it because it's exceptional. It is an exceptional game.
See, I've played what I'll say. Skyrim's always been a sort of big party most of us childhoods, but never played Oblivion. Always get told Chop.
I think Oblivion set the standard that Skyrim followed and smashed out the park. To be honest with you, so it's good to at least play.
Yeah, I'll be. Let's say next time I'll have a little bit of a more a review, shall we say?
Excellent. That's what I like to hear.
I'm going to see if I can find the fucking Darkness 2 on PC somewhere, even in an emulator. Flumpy wants that shit.
Yeah, Flumpy wants it.
Needs that shit.
Get it streamed.
What else am I going to do with it?
Yeah, excellent. So 2 more games, again, if you can humour me, just that I kind of wanted to mention that we talked about as well.
There you go.
So the Days Gone remastered that's due out this week. I don't know. Do either of you have experience playing Days Gone?
I played it originally when it came out to PS4. I thought it was a fantastic game. Obviously upset they never really brought anything out for a second one, but as a remaster, it looks good. I'll have to play it.
Yeah. No, I'm the same as you. Just hold off judgment until I've actually played it because, yeah, like I say, the game was for me good enough anyway. But if you're going to add current gen graphics and remaster it, then I'm up for that.
Go for it.
Up for that. Other one I quickly wanted to mention, just because it scratches a certain itch for me, is Expedition 33. Which is came out yesterday. So
yes, it did. Yes,
so Wednesday 23rd. The trailers for it are unbelievable. The various bits of gameplay that I've seen is unbelievable. It is. It's turn-based, so Fletch is probably not going to enjoy it too much there. But it's it scratches the RPG and the JRPG element for me, and it's a game I've got preloaded on my PC, and tomorrow's probably going to be the day that gets. You'll be playing Oblivion. I think Expedition 33 is going to get a bit of a hiding from me tomorrow as well. So
sounds good.
Happy days. Anything else that we've missed that we want to put on just before we go?
No, I think we've covered all bases.
No, for a couple of weeks, lad. No, for a couple of weeks. They'll say you'll be looking forward to Oblivion. You go Expedition 33. I'm looking forward to Doom the Dark Ages, but that's not for a couple of weeks. So again, that's on Game Pass. It's fantastic. I'll be when that. I've already got that preloaded.
Yep.
So when that comes out, fully expect me to just be covered in blood and nothing but happy tears.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely. That's what it's all about.
That, by the way, that will be getting streamed the living shit out of, by the way, Doom the Dark Ages.
Happy days.
Lovely, jubbly.
Look forward to that.
Again, I think from us, it's the same story that we reiterate. If you're if you're liking, watching, looking at any of our content, thank you again. Thank you so much. It means the world to us, and it just, we're just three guys spouting nonsense about video games and our experiences in life, and if that resonates with anybody in any shape or form, then we've done our job here. So we'll leave that there. That's episode 4 done and dusted, guys. Thank you very much, and we'll see you in a couple of weeks for episode 5.
Yes.
Episode 5. Thanks very much, guys. See you all later. Cheerio.
Toodles.
In a bit.